Is cruising truly all-inclusive or just one upsell and add-on after another? Before you spend hundreds on drink packages, Wi-Fi, and tips, we're breaking down the real numbers behind programs such as Princess Plus, Celebrities All Included, Holland America's Have It All, and more, and showing you how to cruise smarter for less. Find out once and for all whether it's better to book an all-inclusive cruise, buy one of those packages, or just pay as you go for what you need.
Hey, I'm Mark.
I'm Monica.
We've been traveling the world the last 2+ years, and we're here to break it down for you so you can make the best decision for yourself on your next cruise booking. All right, let's start with Princess Cruises. Princess is one of the largest contemporary cruise lines, and their package is called Princess Plus. Princess Plus costs, at the time of this recording, $60 per person per day. So the big question, is it worth that expenditure on top of your cruise fare? Let's talk about what's included with Princess Plus. There's really three key elements. And the first is your beverage package. It's the Plus beverage package. So this covers your drinks, your cocktails, your beer, your wine, up to $15 each. It also includes unlimited fountain sodas, specialty coffees, teas, juices, bottled water. That's actually a really good deal when you think about it, because we've seen the price of beverage packages go sky high in recent years, $70, $80, $90 per person per day. Remember, this is $60 per person per day, but it's not just a beverage package. It also includes their unlimited Wi-Fi, and that's their upgraded Wi-Fi service for both of you in the cabin. Wi-Fi, what does that usually cost? $20, $25 per person per day. That's included with the Princess Plus. The third key thing that's included are gratuities. That's typically $15 to $20 per person per day. That is also included with Princess Plus if you add this package on. There are some additional perks as well, including casual dining. These are not the expensive specialty restaurants, but Princess does have paid restaurants, plus additional benefits such as free room service delivery. They'll include 2 premium desserts. You'll have to see those are a bit over the top, which is also why they include 2 free fitness classes that you'll need with those desserts. So really pretty nice overall. Now, what's not included, that's important to understand. Specialty dining, if you want to do it, is not included, such as the steakhouse, the Italian restaurant, etc. Those are fully optional, but those will not be included with Princess Plus. If you want premium drinks, you're somebody who likes the really exotic cocktails and higher end top shelf alcohol, you may need to spend a little bit extra above the $15. Shore excursions would be extra as well. We can show you a lot of ways to save on shore excursions. We'll put a link to that video down below. But there's an awful lot that's included at $60 per person per day. So the big question is, should you buy it? Would we buy it? We're going to be on a Princess cruise coming up within a week from when we're recording this video, and we did add Princess Plus. So that should be the answer for you. But later in the video, I'm going to share with you the exact breakdown on how much it saves you per day and for a cruise. Don't miss that.
Celebrity has their own package, the all-included package, and it's not a per person per day. It's a separate rate category. So it works out to roughly $50 to $80 per person per day. What does it include? It includes your classic beverage package, unlimited drinks up to $10.
Only $10. So that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes $12 in some itineraries, but we were on a celebrity sailing recently. There were definitely choices. It was a little bit more limited, but you could get beer. There would be 1 or 2 wine choices, and some of the cocktails were included. Just realize it's a little bit different than on Princess, which goes up to $15.
Also included is your basic Wi-Fi. Now, this is great for browsing and email. If you want the streaming Wi-Fi, that's going to be a separate upgrade.
Also in the classic beverage package, sometimes people don't realize that it includes specialty coffees, non-alcoholic beverages, but there are even some limitations there, like certain bottled waters are included, certain ones aren't. You can get sparkling water in some places, you can't in other places.
Gratuities are not included. Premium upgrades for top shelf liquors and bottled wine and things like that. Specialty dining is not included. Shore excursions, of course, are not included as well.
The good news on Celebrity was they just charge you the difference. There was a time when I think I had a drink for $14 or $15, and I just paid the $4 or $5 difference. A little bit later, we're going to show you how we've been able to book a lot of people into Celebrity cruises with discounted all-in rates, which makes it actually a better deal overall, because as you can see, it's going to be more expensive than the Princess package, and it covers a little bit less. So this is one little hack to be able to make it a lot better value. All right, so now let's move on to Holland America. They have a package as well, and it's called their Have It All package. This also costs $60 per person per day. No surprise in a way, because Holland America and Princess are owned all part of the Carnival group. So they're using that same pricing. It works a little bit differently. So this time you're going to get those drinks, you're going to get Wi-Fi, and you're going to get a dining credit and a shore excursion credit. They're going to cut you off. Don't get crazy on a Holland America sailing. Up to 15 drinks per day, valued at $11 or less. So somewhere in between that celebrity and princess overall. And it includes other things as well, smoothies, coffees, sodas, etc. It includes the surf Wi-Fi package. So this is more of their basic internet package. You will have to pay extra for streaming. It does include some specialty dining. It's going to depend upon the sailing. You might get 1 or 2 nights of specialty dining that's going to be included. That could be worth from $40 a person to $150 a person, depending upon if it's 1 or 2. You also get a shore excursion credit. So just be careful. Understand that sometimes when you see it promoted, it's easy to read it quickly and you think shore excursions are included. They're not. You're going to get a credit towards shore excursions. For instance, on a week-long cruise, it'll be a $100 credit per person. Now, that could be good for a tour or 2. These days, with the pricing on shore excursions, it may just be 1. But keep that in mind overall. Is it worth it to get the beverage package, the Wi-Fi, some specialty dining, and a shore excursion credit? That's what we really need to answer. Typically, things that are not included are gratuities, premium Wi-Fi, extra dining, and premium drinks. Very close to all-inclusive, but you can see there are some things that keep you just a little bit shy of being all-inclusive. Later on, I'm going to share with you how it breaks down, and really, is that worth the splurge? Because it's quite a bit different than the package you saw on Princess, and definitely different than what we saw on Celebrity. So now let's talk a little bit about other cruise lines. Are other cruise lines more inclusive or even less? Do they even have upgrade packages like these?
Virgin Voyages launched with an all-inclusive mindset. Their idea is to have everything included so you don't have to add things later. No nickel and diming. So what is included with Virgin Voyages? All dining. They've got 20 plus eateries, including 6 what they would consider specialty restaurants that are all included in the fare. All tips are included, so you don't have to think about that again. Wi-Fi is included, fitness classes, and all your non-alcoholic beverages.
Your essential drinks like soda, sparkling water, regular drip coffee and tea. You can get a bar tab on Virgin Voyages where you prepay for your drinks. But this is pretty darn close to all-inclusive because you're typically not going to walk off of a Virgin Voyages ship with a large bill, other than your alcoholic drinks, which I find they price fairly overall. That's really it. So it's pretty darn close to all-inclusive.
What's also nice is the free self-service laundry, especially on longer cruises.
We've been on Virgin probably about 3 times already. And I think we've got a couple planned next year as well. So this is one of the reasons, because you don't have to worry about or think about the packages that we shared with you. Now, there are some things not included, but it's very little. Really, the extras are going to be your shore excursions, your alcoholic beverages, and your specialty coffees and premium Wi-Fi. So it's pretty darn close to being all inclusive. Now, what about Royal Caribbean? Royal is the largest contemporary cruise line out there. They do not have an add-on package like you saw with Princess or Celebrity, which is in the same company as Royal Caribbean. So with Royal, it's definitely a lot more a la carte. When you go ahead and book your cruise fare, you're not done at that point. Now, can you sail and spend not a nickel extra? You can. But if you want a drink package, it's going to cost you $65 to $90 per day per person. Wi-Fi, that's going to cost you as well. They've got pretty good Wi-Fi at sea, but it's not inexpensive. If you want to do specialty dining, that's going to cost extra. You can buy packages as well where you can get unlimited specialty dining, but it is definitely not inexpensive. They do have programs like the Key. They'll charge you a certain rate per person per day, and it gives you some VIP access, maybe reserved seating, some internet, maybe something you want to look into. This is more of an a la carte approach. Royal is an amazing cruise line, but just understand you're not done when you book that cruise. You're definitely going to have extras that you're going to have to pay for. Our biggest tip on Royal Caribbean is to take advantage of all of the sales. They will be emailing you like crazy. The moment you book, you're going to be getting a friendly email from Royal probably every day. Take advantage of it because usually it'll be 15% to 40% off. Don't worry if they have a bigger discount later, because you can very easily cancel what you went ahead and purchased. If you bought the dining package and then there's a big sale and it's cheaper, just cancel what you purchased, they'll refund it and buy the new one at a lower price. So look, there's a lot included with the basic fare, but there's a lot that isn't on Royal Caribbean. So just realize you're going to want to really take advantage of those sales. Look for those and lock those in early. I think Royal has one of the best loyalty programs. If you get your diamond status, it comes with drinks. 4 drinks per day, sometimes even up to 5 drinks per day. You don't even need a beverage package after that. So on Royal, it's really a strategy to try to stay loyal to them and work your way up into that loyalty program. That is another way to save some money. How about Azamara?
One of our favorite lines. What's included with Azamara? All gratuities, a broad selection of standard spirits, international beers and wines, soft drinks, self-service laundry, shuttle buses. When you're in port, a shuttle into town, and their Azamazing evening and other destination celebrations on board the ship.
Yeah. Some things that aren't included would be internet access. I don't know why they don't give you internet. They should. Come on, Azamara, step up. If you're trying to be all-inclusive, you need to include internet these days. You can charge extra for streaming. Shore excursions not included. And a little downside to Azamara we found is their shore excursions are pricey. Maybe because it's a smaller ship. And sure, you can argue the tours will have less people. They charge quite a bit for their shore excursions. So you may want to look at third-party shore excursions as a way to save some money. They typically have 2 specialty dining restaurants. Those will be extra. They're not that much. They're pretty reasonable. Premium alcoholic beverages is not included. So sometimes the menus can be a little limited with the classic package. So just keep that in mind. Oceania, another favorite cruise line of ours recently. We were just on a great sailing on Vista. They've changed their packages quite a bit this year. So now they are including gratuities. They're including unlimited Wi-Fi. They're including all of their specialty dining. Now, there are some limits to that because you can only book a certain number of days out depending upon the category that you booked. You'll get into each of the specialty restaurants. They've got laundry, which is really nice. In the past, they used to do some programs where they would also offer shore excursions. That is no longer part of the package, but I really like what they're doing here. If you do shore excursions and you buy a package of them, they give you a significant discount. It's worth it to do 4 or 5 with them to get that discount if you're booking shore excursions with Oceania. So how about Viking?
So one thing that's unique about Viking Ocean is that they include one shore excursion in every port of call, which is nice. Beer, wine, and soft drinks are included with lunch and dinner, which is nice. Specialty coffees, teas, and bottled water are free anytime. Wi-Fi access is free.
And then all your dining as well, your specialty restaurants are included. They have some really nice specialty restaurants. Same way that it works in Oceania, you'll get into each one for sure. Returning and repeating, that's going to depend a little bit. It also depends on your cabin category that you booked, how many days in advance you can book. I highly recommend you book them as soon as you can. Put it on your calendar because we've been on Viking. Those restaurants are totally worthwhile. But if you have more of the basic veranda cabin, you're going to be last in line. So you may not get your perfect time and day, but when you're on board, a lot of times they're going to work with you. If you need to change those, you typically can. And it is really good news that they upgraded the Wi-Fi because in the past it's been slower. So I was really excited to see that they've upgraded it. From what I've heard from people, it's now got that Starlink speed, which is really good to see overall. So again, Viking, Oceania, Azamara, much more towards that all-inclusive. So think about it this way. Let's do a really quick comparison. You've got Princess, Holland America, and Celebrity, right? Those are your biggest contemporary lines, and of course, Royal Caribbean. But Royal does not have an all-in package. You can see overall what's included here. Drinks across the board are included. Wi-Fi, sometimes you get streaming, sometimes you don't. Gratuity, sometimes you don't. Some specialty dining, sometimes it's not. It's really important to understand the differences here. Virgin is in the contemporary line, but they include pretty much everything. Your alcoholic beverages, you'll pay extra for. I like that. You're not paying a flat rate. Like a lot of times you're paying $90 a day. Maybe you don't drink that much. With Virgin, you just pay as you go, pay what you drink. That can be a really nice combination for you overall. And Royal, like we mentioned, you're going to have to go a la carte and everything. Just get your savings by buying in advance. And if you can build up your loyalty, that's the other good strategy there. Now, the luxury lines are going to be more inclusive, a lot like Virgin. Virgin is a lot more like the luxury lines like Azamara, Oceania, and Viking. So keep that in mind. Even if you have a cruise from Virgin Voyages that's a little bit more expensive than a Holland, a Princess, a Celebrity, it may be worth it because of everything that's included. Always put a number on the value there. But same with Azamara, Oceania, and Viking Ocean. Again, they're going to cost sometimes quite a bit more. But when you start to add everything up, it's really not as much as you sometimes think overall with all the actual inclusions that they have. We can help you with a lot of this. I know that's a lot to take in. We can offer you free quotes. We can answer all your questions. We can help you compare. We can even many times offer you special perks, amenities, and onboard credit by helping you actually book onto any cruise that you're interested in. All you have to do is go to the link on the screen, digitalromance.com/cruising, put in what you're interested in, and we'd be happy to work with you one-on-one to get you onto your perfect cruise. Let's talk about Princess Plus. Is it worth it? Remember, it was $60 per person per day. The beverage package is worth about $70 per person per day. So right away, you're ahead of the game. You've got the Wi-Fi, easily worth at least $15 per person per day, if not more. You've got gratuities, easily worth at least $16 per person per day. The casual dining, you're gonna have to decide $5, $10 per person per day, just depends. And the other perks, I just put a dollar amount on it, $10 per person per day. It's pretty nice. That kind of works out to be about $121 in value per day per person, and you're paying about $60. So to me, Princess Plus, no brainer, 50% savings, even if you're not using the casual dining, you're not using the other perks, just the beverage package alone, the Wi-Fi and the gratuities are going to make it a great investment. Celebrity, not as much as included. I know they call it all included. We love Celebrity. It's truly one of our favorite cruise lines. I wish the package was a little bit better. A classic beverage package is probably going to cost about $75 per person per day. And your Wi-Fi, maybe about $20 per person per day. That's about $95 overall. So it's really going to depend what they're charging you for this package. Sometimes I've seen it where it's like $1,000 extra, but that's on a 2-week cruise. So that's probably what typically normally costs about $1,400 to $1,500. So still worth it. Not the dramatic savings like you saw from Princess. However, there are times that we can help you book into Celebrity where all-in is included in the fare at a pretty high discount, and it's worked out to be more like $25 to $30 per person per day. When that's the case, then it's a solid no-brainer. If you're not somebody who needs a beverage package, don't get the all-included unless we can pass along some savings where it's super low price and you're getting it already plus the Wi-Fi. So this one's a little bit more questionable depending upon what you need. Now, Holland America, again, back to that $60 per person per day. I think this one is probably worth it because you get the beverage package.
It includes all these different components.
Yeah, $60 per person per day, easily. Beverage package, your Wi-Fi, $15. Your specialty dining, I averaged it out over the week or the 2 weeks. And then, of course, also your shore excursion credit. When you add all that up, it's close to $100 in value for about $60. So is it worth it? I think it's definitely worth it. The only time I would say it's not, if you just have no interest in alcoholic beverages, then maybe it's better just to do the Wi-Fi and the specialty restaurants on your own. That truly is the deciding factor for most people, whether it's worth it. If you just want the ease of that beverage package, even if you don't drink that much, not having to take the card out and always deal with it.
Constantly having to pay for everything you order.
Yeah, it might be truly worth it. And you can see the savings are really good. So I think Princess, Holland America, slam dunk. Celebrity, just got to think about it a little bit, unless you can get it from us or another travel advisor at a discount. Now, Virgin Voyages, you get specialty dining, gratuities, non-alcoholic beverages, basic Wi-Fi, fitness classes, other inclusions. I'd say worth about $128 per person each day. So that is, I think, truly lives up to their promise. If you see your Virgin Voyages fares like $500 more expensive than somebody else, it really isn't, because you might be getting $600, $800, $1,000 worth of value extra.
What are our tips for maximizing your package value? Number one, book your packages early.
Sometimes if you book them on the ship and you wait, they charge you more.
Look for promotions in the emails too, if you haven't bought them yet. Number two, use all your benefits. If you buy the beverage package and you don't drink alcoholic beverages, maybe it's not worth it. Use your Wi-Fi, use everything that is in the package, and you'll get your money's worth.
And get some of the really good non-alcoholic beverages. They can make you really nice drinks without alcohol. That's going to be included typically in your package.
Exactly. There's more and more drinks now for people who don't drink alcohol, and that's nice. Compare your total costs when you're comparing your cruise options.
Understand everything you're going to pay. It's not sometimes just your cruise fare. Just think about it. You got to start thinking about your beverage package, your Wi-Fi, your shore excursions, etc. So cruises are still an incredible value. You don't have to spend extra, but just realize if you're going to spend extra, be a little more aware that's going to cost. That's why these packages can be really smart. Plus, consider your cruise length. Look, if you take a longer cruise, it's going to cost more, right? So sometimes when we're working with clients, we'll see there's an 8-day cruise and a 10-day or 11-day. And sometimes we'll even suggest maybe do the 8-day. If you're doing the upgrade package, it's going to cost you less overall because they're typically charged by the day. So just remember that. Also, if you're going a long cruise with a lot of sea days, hey, that can be great, but it's going to add up on some of these packages. Just some things to keep in mind. I would also always recommend buy the packages right away. If they go ahead and they raise the price of the packages, almost always they will lock you in. But if you haven't bought it and they decide to raise it to $75 per person per day and you haven't bought it yet, unfortunately, you're going to be out of luck. So I think it's worth just go ahead and do it. So I think you can see these packages can be really worth quite a bit. They can save you anywhere from 25% to 50% or more, depending upon what is most important to you. Realize there's a big difference between the lines that include almost everything, like we showed you. They're going to always cost more per day, but there's also a lot of inclusions versus the ones that don't include everything but have packages. By the way, we have a lot of tips, a lot more travel strategies we can share with you. I put a link on the screen. It's a downloadable that we put together. You can get it for free. Just go to that link or the QR code. We'll be happy to share all kinds of tips, just like what we shared here today, and we can save you an awful lot on your travel. If you've gotten this far in the video, please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we try to grow here on YouTube, and it really motivates us to do more videos like this. And we've got a whole bunch of other ideas as well to save you a lot of money on your travel, your cruising, as you get about the world. So with that,
We'll see you out there.
we'll see you out there.